3, 4, 5.
That's fine.
So,
She went live and then she counted 5.
So everyone can hear I'm counting. That's nice. So hi everyone. So welcome back to BoredIn Night Space. As usual, I'm just file for beginning, and very happy today we have invite Cos, and also invite our homie with us come back, and also have a invite Coco to our guests. So this week we have a topic about building on ApeChain. Reason why it's lately just a lot happening about the ApeChain and everyone get excited, but at the same time I do want to remind the community who's actually building the behind scene and how amazing they are, and let's give some power to them. Before we start, we have a quick introduce, and Jason, will you mind to share what's a BoredIn, because it just cost never in here. So
yeah, I mean, BoredIn is just a sub community of apes, and we really grew out of, I would say, in real life events, and then the MBA program, I think, really poured some gasoline on it too. And everyone has different lanes and expertise, and building can be lonely sometimes. So BoredIn, kind of the playoff of LinkedIn, the LinkedIn for apes. We've got 200 plus people, pretty active group chats, and just helping each other build. And along the way, we've stood up different in real life events, whether it's Board Brunch or the Creator House, to empower and enable the community, and continue to evolve. So I think this is a perfect conversation around ApeChain, and how builders and for example, myself, trying to wrap my head around ApeChain and what I can do and what I can build from it. So, just helping build together.
awesome. So, how about Cos? And would you like to introduce yourself, and then with Vida?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Cos. I'm one of the co-founders of Blover. I've been before this in the space for a long time, collecting NFTs and building at various capacities. I think that's it. That's it for me.
Awesome. And how about Vida?
Hi. I'm Rita, or Rida sometimes. I just created an NFT collection on ApeChain. My first collection, actually, to ever do an NFT. It's the first time I do an NFT project, and decided the best place to do it is on ApeChain.
Awesome. Yeah, you have been a lot of project. You've been come back again, and I hopefully see you in the next 2 months, right? You have another new project coming, right?
I thought you liked having me here, Poppy. What's wrong?
Yeah, I love to having you. Yes, that's just right.
I know.
That's right.
I
miss
always
you.
come.
Yeah.
I always come and say, please, please let me back in. But I have to create a project, so you let me back in. That's why I do all these projects.
we love you as usual. We do want, sometimes when you having a project, you definitely feel overwhelming. But sometimes I do feel like having a community support is important, and always share what's going on in the behind scenes is important. As usual, we get started from the community news. So it's a lot going on for the Acon community. First, congratulations, Acon. And Acon have been just non-stop building again, have been including in the Coinbase top 15. So now if you're using the asset about the Coinbase, and you will see what's going on with the crypto community and what's going on with the trade, and this is great. And also you can now trade ApeChain's MFT on the OKX wallet, and that is also very exciting news too. I'm keeping my eyes on what's happening in the Asia community as well. So congratulations. And also something it's very catch on my eye today. It's McDonald's. They do have a collaboration with Doodles is coming. So that's something I am very out on expect. And did they drop Happy Meal? I mean, I'm just excited. I really want to know what's going on. So everyone, please keep the eyes on the upcoming week. No, not even upcoming this week, right? And other things I do want to share, Solana, they do have a animations festival coming. Maybe some of you don't know, but for creator, definitely something's new. And I can see that ApeChain is very more and more just want to be deep dive collaboration with artist community, and that is exciting. That is definitely the exciting news for me. Then so the next thing will be more on to readers, and yeah, lately reader have been dropping one amazing collections, and it's all about 3Ds, and I was it's like all the muscle apes going on, and can you give me some inside news of how this collections idea and who started and what's the behind team?
Yes, we started this with Zier and Aloe as a dev. And the idea is to have some very funny and they're not very intelligent gorillas, but they are fun and they will be part of a bigger storytelling universe. And we'll hopefully be launching episodes very soon of the storyline of these dim-witted gorillas. And Hoarder is one of our biggest holders, so we need to shill his bag. But we have a two path way for this NFT collection as a utility. One is the storytelling angle, and the other is the 3D side of things and the UGC side of things for people to create content with their models and their assets, and hopefully take them to the different gaming experiences and different metaverse experiences.
Awesome. So everyone know your background, you're amazing 3D artist, and you have been creating a lot of things, including with the BAYC. And also I am knowing like you probably prepare the UGC will coming to the other side as well. So any juicy new I don't know yet, or anyone's the community don't know yet, anything you can share with us?
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
keep the news and
No, he doesn't want to
so
share. He doesn't want to share. He
no,
want to take it again.
no, because
You're too soon.
because if I share too much, you won't invite me again here, Popple. I know you. So I
He,
keep on dripping the news every 2 weeks, so I get invited back here.
Definitely smart.
I think the alpha within the G's is you really want to get one with a spacesuit. You know, I think the gold ones are cool, but it seems like the spacesuits are the real kind of like you know, sought after ones. But I would say, Rita, I don't know that I've ever seen so quickly um, sub communities build up against a collection, right? Like, you know,
Yeah,
you
that is amazing. That was amazing to see. I mean, sorry to cut you off. That was one of the most amazing things we saw. Is the sub communities and the community itself, how it grew so fast.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
It's
it's
really
amazing to
cool.
see.
Yeah.
A-
I
And to be honest, I did not think all the way to this side of things. I'm used to creating content and stuff and creating 3D assets. I did not think it would become such a huge community based thing. And so
yeah.
we're running all around trying to create Discord and Telegram and group chats and trying to manage it all. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think I've seen so many wallets and please add me type of thing. So I didn't expect all this, and I'm humbled and I am grateful for all the support and all the how the community is loving it.
I
I
mean,
think
you
everyone just love your collection so much and also love the content you have been creating. And even in now the intruders, I can see you basically creating mini series for all these animations as usual, just killing it. And congratulations. And now you can see how much is selling and flipping on the I think it's just like bringing the A-Chain community and the BYC community a little bit fun. But also part of that is kind of like having an idea to understand, okay, what they can build with the community on board of the each PRP because I want to know, okay, something you come out different, we're planning to using all this 3D asset on the other side as well. So everyone was very expect like what's going on and for the next year as well.
Yeah, no, I can't come. they are built to become available for any game or any metaverse that does become available. You will be able to take your asset wherever you go. Hopefully, as many places, different places as possible. Once other side is released, we will of course make sure that they are compatible.
And look at what this muscle man doing. Oh,
No, that's
it's nasty.
so. It's what we've been trying to do is every day we post content that bridges between our project and other projects. For so that one, for example, is there's a collection on ApeChain called Rillas, and they have that special trait of lasers coming out of the wrong end of things. So that's us just giving a hats off to other projects. If you go through the other timeline, you will see that we've been doing for various projects like Fuku, and this is just a random short that we want to do every day. But there's several things every day we post supporting other communities from ApeChain.
Yeah,
So,
and I would just say that, like,
oh, I
yeah,
like it.
I know, Rita, you said you were surprised like how quick like communities build up around it. Stepping back, I'm actually not really surprised, because like if anyone were to build a community, I think you're the guy that would do it, because you support so much of the community. And even at the launch of ApeChain, like you're just like in all these other projects, buying them, having conversations in the chat, um, and doing what you do best, right? Driving content on the timeline for these other communities as well. So, I'm actually not surprised if anyone were to do it, and I think that's what's so probably special about ApeChain too, is the community came over and we're excited about it, and now we're expanding. Like I see the ecosystem expanding through ApeChain beyond kind of like the core apes or mutants or apes.
Yeah, yes, it is. It is beyond the core apes. It is, but it is around the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, even with Blever and stuff, everybody just asks because there are so many newcomers that we want them to have such a good experience, whether it's on an amazing market like Blever or any NFT collection. We do compare notes. All of us do compare notes, and we want this to be a good experience. And we do want quality things being launched on ApeChain. But everyone is supporting everyone. All the different communities are supporting each other, and so forth. So, and I hope this stays the same way for a long time.
I think it's just like you definitely helping the whole community to improving the whole ecosystem, because it's been long time. I feel we not very sure what's going on or what's building on both of the other side, and you have been like very focused on just building all this 3D content. It's kind of like giving us like to understand like the different value, to understand like, okay, maybe that's the next things like next layer we could build on both. And definitely I'm happy to see all this content. And by the way, more I'm seeing the character, I more think look like you. I just have to be honest, just look like you. Is
I
it?
was I was looking at the mirror when they were being modeled, but don't say that, Popper. I will come back next week with a different one, and you're gonna say the same thing.
It very just look like you. So yeah, let me also just ask you the question about like how, like, for example, if I'm the new project and I'm good, definitely want to be engaged with your project, and how is that possible I can engage with? Oh, I see Cost also changed the PFP too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like got kicked off because I was trying to mess with the avatar and like turned off my whole call and everything. But yeah, I was trying
Sorry,
to wrap.
Charles.
This is the one I'm into. Here we go.
Yeah.
So
Readers.
what was, sorry, I didn't hear the question.
So yeah, and actually, do having other community was asking about the question if they are new to this community, what's your suggestion? What's the strategy behind to dropping the collection and how to engagement?
First, I mean, it's try it. It's fun. You try your best, and let your art or your project or your collection speak for itself. But it is a fun place to be. Uh, and at the same time, uh, don't expect things to become bigger than BUIC or CryptoPunks overnight. It's still a very young and infant chain, and the community around it is from the BUIC, but there's a lot of new people coming in every day, and so you just have to try and reach out to other people who've done it, and everyone is willing to help.
Did you have like any Pacific you are favorite? Like I can see you have been based on the original BAYC collection to deliver all these 3D muscles ape, but at the same time, like, do you have like any character as your favorite, the space
Uh,
ones?
no, of course I like the lumberjack shirt ones, but that's because it's from my ape. But no, though they love them. I love them all,
I love them
except the
all.
one, except the ones with the orange background. But
Oh, Jesus
that's for
Christ! I'm
that's no,
sorry
no,
to hear
Yeah,
that.
I
that's a
don't
Like
like.
that's a no,
I'm
no.
so used to
It's
bids
a
right now.
personal.
It
It's a
causes flooring
personal
his.
vendetta. Except yours, except yours.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. I love them all. I love them all, and I love how what the community is doing with them. They've been doing AI content and all that.
Yeah. I do think like it's cool to see your take on in nod to the traits from the OG collection, but then you've like added in and sprinkled some new ones in there. Like I think Bored and Hungry has that trait. I don't know if it's the one that
You know,
Kas has.
it's well, look, you know how much I love the MBAs and how
Yeah,
I like supporting the MBAs, and we tried that. We took permission to use their IP for that trait,
yeah,
switching from the service trait that was on the BUIC, and I think it looks good. And just exploring and a new way of doing things, where an MBA from IP that is based on BAYC is becoming a trait on another collection. And that
yeah.
was
No,
the
I love
idea
it.
of it. We would have done more, but that was the fastest one because of our relationship with JBond, and I think it came out looking very nice.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
And we hope all other collections do the same, partnering with MBAs or partnering with other collections and so forth.
Always so
Yeah,
much fun to with the partnership, and also so much fun to just like based on the friendship to develop something new for the community, right?
Popul, do you have a G, or you don't? I have a
I
feeling you
don't. I'm
don't.
actually looking forward to buy one. I come back from AFAS. I have food poisons, and also my whole family was very sick. And I actually finally get back a little bit just this week, and I miss all the collection. Like not just you, I miss all
No
the
problem.
collection.
I think I still have your wallet somewhere. I will send you one
No,
after the
I'm going to
show.
buy one. Don't worry, I'm going to buy
You,
one.
you can still
I'm
no, no.
actually
You
looking
have
for
to buy.
one.
You have to buy one, but I'll
I
still
have to
send
buy
you one.
one. I'm looking to buy one, so don't worry about that. I definitely want to be support, but not just that. And I do want to appreciate how much you have been leading the community to bring back the journey to back to the having fun. And I think it's very difficult for creating the large number of the job, because when I see in your collections like 5,000, I remember when I dropped 5,000 collections is never the easy, because it including a lot of strategy, including a lot of promotion, but also including about the timing as well. And what is the tips you could share for the committee if anyone dropping the collection now is better to listen, because a reader is going to share his interview.
No, I think no, I think more needs to be a lot more communication has to be done. for all collections. You can't just come up and say, "Hey, let's do a collection and launch it the second day and expect it to sell out." Whether it's 100 or whether it's 20,000, it took us a lot of white lists, a lot of reaching out, a lot of content before we minted, and it has to be something you need to communicate and do some marketing before launching a collection. The size of the collection, and I think my colleague here on the speaker panel will agree. The content, the supply, and the mint price differentiates the different projects and the different project types. In the beginning, it was everybody was just doing everything and everybody was buying everything and everybody was minting everything. Now it's starting to change. Now there are different types of projects coming on. Some are purely art for collectors, and they do well uh, for if they're doing it the right way with some communication and all that. Like Bailey's, that was Bailey's collection shapes that was on Blever. It did really, really, really well. And his strategy was to do every week 100. And so he managed to sell those in seconds. And it was on Blever. At the same time, there were other collections that launched on Blever with art and did sell out 3,000 and 2,000 and so forth. Then there are some PFP projects. And then there are some meme projects and fun projects, some stuff that I'm minting for one ape coin, two ape coin, and stuff like that. So finally, it's starting to differentiate. People are understanding what's a collectible, what's a PFP, what's a degen mint. Some of them are free, some of them are $1, some of them. So it's the market is maturing very, very, very quickly. Blever and Magic Eden, and but mainly Blever and the community-based ones have been assisting young projects that are trying stuff and consulting them, and that's why we are where we are today. And I think Blever is one of the reasons why we moved so fast from just a lot of noise to things starting to categorize and to become more organized and different categories of mint. So now uh, we did 33 ape for 5,555, which is nowhere near enough the mint price of what we are delivering and how much work it takes to make a 3D model. But that's where we were in the market, and that constituted where we should do. Now we did that. Now Fuku has done the 69 mint price, which is very useful for the ape chain as a whole, because now we've reached. Now you can mint. You can. They have proven that you can mint for 69, and he did a small supply of 1,000. So we're all testing, and all the testing we're doing, whether it's NFT projects, whether it's marketplaces, whether it's Blever, we're just testing the market and putting the first steps for everybody else that's coming afterwards. So all these steps, whether they're good or bad, but they were all experiments, and I think it will pay off in the long run.
Totally agree. And I think you definitely have a key for knowing how you can build a community. Any upcoming things like for the community, maybe we should know, or any future plan for the next 2 weeks? Just say next 2 weeks.
No, I do have alpha because I know Popple, you're going to sweep about 20 or 30 G after this. If not, I'm coming back in the other show and flooding this show and never coming back again.
I promise you that you come back. Don't worry. Yeah.
Sweep. You have to sweep. You need to get 10 or 20.
We need to. Yeah.
No. Thank you very much for having me. No, like I said, it's a very big experiment, and we're all having fun. Glad that we're all having fun, and glad that we're all doing it together, and nobody's being left alone. Lots of people mint just because to support. Lots of people sweep just to support. Lots of people do free stuff just to support. And I think that's the way we grow this. and we all grow this together.
I feel very touching, you know. This is just like something I got to hear. So when I work for OpenScene, I also one of the committee manager in behind try to help artists on board and also try to help collection on board. And sometimes I feel like people are not understanding. Most people just want to try to, okay, I want to build the next BAYC, but that's just impossible because even BAYC, if you look at the history, there was a long journey to building together as a community. And I think you're just doing hitting everything so right step. And I wish you all the best. And I can see, and no matter what you're doing in the future, you will definitely succeed because you have us, the community is in here for you. So you're
Thank
ready.
you
And
so much. Thank you so much.
also I think like you're definitely coming back the next 2 weeks. So
Definitely.
yeah. So I think Coco's in here. So welcome, Coco.
Hey, how's it going?
That
Great.
means
Hey,
I have
welcome.
to. That means I have to run away. If Coco's here, I have to run away.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Any question before we move into the next guest, and any question for Wida?
No, I mean, I would just applaud, you know, him and all the other people that have launched collections. I think to Rita's point, like, you know, it's no small feat. I think we'll probably dive into it, but like, you know, there's tools that are making it easier for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's still a lot of work, right? And um, a lot of people launching, especially in the ape community, like they have their reputations, they have the time they've spent in this space on the line, and you know that's never an easy thing to do, right? Is to put yourself out there in that capacity and not know how it's going to hit, how it's going to be received, and on top of that, it's still a lot of work to prepare and build your collection to put out there. So love to see it, but definitely applaud you. And I think everybody, you know, is setting like a new bar, right? Like as more and more collections and communities get built, you're seeing that bar kind of go and get raised very quickly here. So just to double tap on, you know, what
Just
he had said.
just to add to that, it's not a bar. It's more of a step. We want people to go above and beyond this, go a step higher. Not a bar. We're not setting a bar that you need to compete. We just want people to take it one step further, basically.
Yeah, no, much better way of putting it. So yeah, 100%.
100%. So yeah, and also welcome Coco, and we're very excited to share your platform as well. So the next guest we will be inviting Beffers and to introduce his platform, and then the last guest will be Coco. And cause we have a little test yesterday, and thank you for showing me what you're doing. And we would like to ask you a couple questions about how's your team behind, how many people's inside the team, and how you start your journey on the breakfast.
Yeah, sure. So our main team, like we were three co-founders. I think Kodama is somebody a lot of people in the community are quite familiar with. He's one of them. He's kind of like the brains behind the initial idea. And then there's myself, I am a dev, and then we have one more guy, Deep, who just recently actually bought an ape as well, and finally after like years of us telling him to, he did. So there's like the three of us primarily, so two devs and Kodama, and then we have another guy, Senior Crypto, also, who's an incredible smart contract dev, and he works doing that part for us. But so it's a really small team. But so it's been challenging but a lot of fun too. You know, when you're a small team, you can like move really fast, but also there are definitely limitations to how much you can accomplish within a certain amount of time.
And yeah, and I can see both of you are very controversial building. I remember when I saw this AIP, from what's the idea to present and to develop, and definitely it's great to see how amazing journey you point out. And we would like to share from your screen, how's that tool work. And for example, if I'm just new to be in ApeChain and I want to launch my project in ApeChain, what's the best way to reaching out and how's the start?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I guess if you don't have any sort of other connections to us and you were just, just heard about Blevers, heard about ApeChain, you want to come launch your collection, the first step would be to come to the site. It's just blever.xyz. This is our main landing page. And if you go all the way to the bottom of this page, there's this apply now button, and you can just apply, click that, and there will be a form. You just fill out that form. It takes about a minute or two. And then we're going through your submissions. I must say we do have a lot of submissions, a lot of excitement around ApeChain, and some excitement about launching with Blever as well. So that process right now, we're backed up. There's probably like 50 to 100 applications still left for us to like filter through. But if you know us, or if you like have a contact in the community too, somebody that can like kind of vouch for you, do hit us up on DMs and Twitter and things like that. We're trying to like prioritize collections from like legitimate community members rather than like people we just like haven't heard of at all. Yeah, that's how you get on there.
Did you have a number how many collection have been launching already, or how many collector?
How many have launched so far?
Yeah, launched so far.
Ooh, not off the top of my head. I can find out really quick. Just 1 second.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think that's interesting, right? Like how many people have launched and like how this thing's going to scale over time. Like I think looking back, it'll be quite interesting to see that progression.
Yeah, so I went straight to the source of truth in the database to look how many collections have gone so far. We've launched 37 so far, and yeah, there are so that means there's like probably 8, I think, upcoming right now that are already like set in stone. And then we have probably like for the next week or two, we have 1 or 2 at least a day, every day for the next 2 weeks, and we're in talks with several more, trying to fit them in.
I really like the some of the meme page you have some of the artists delivers, and they are. I remember when we discussion yesterday, you also mentioned about if you some of the artists, they have a project, they don't know how to generate it out. You could also provide a tool to help them to deliver. And for example, like if I'm just very new on this space and I come to you and I film up the phone, and what kind of the service you will be provide, and how did it in the middle, did you have any charger feed or any service maybe we don't know, and you are provide?
Yeah, so we do, one thing that we do, I think that kind of sets us apart, is that we are kind of like a very curated experience. So depending, when you come to us, we've had people from all levels, right? There are people that come to us and they're very, very savvy, and they've done collections before, and they know exactly how to. They have their entire metadata ready in the image and the format and the file naming that needs to be. They know everything. They know exactly what they want to do with their whitelist, and they know. They've done this a few times, right? And like the process for them is very fast sometimes, and but we have people all day on the opposite side of the spectrum that come to us and they're like, okay, so how does like the images work? Where did they get uploaded? And we're like, well, have you generated your collection? Like, do you have metadata? And they're like, wait, how does metadata work? And like, so and then you have everything in between, right? So we work really closely with everyone that comes to us once they get approved. Like once we talk to you about your idea and what you're trying to build, then we decide how much custom work is going to be needed too, because a lot of people just want a very standard ERC 721 or 1120 contract, and those are easy as well. Some of them we have had to do custom things for, and we love doing that kind of stuff if the time permits, especially if it's like a feature we think people are going to also want in the future. So yeah, it really depends. We're working. We're not turning anyone down based on what they want to do. Like, we get kind of excited if people want to try something different as well, and if the time permits, and it's not a crazy load up front, and depending on their timeline, we work with them to also do all kinds of custom things. Like Bailey's was a good example where he wanted to do the drop split into 10 days, and that was a really cool, big shout out to Bailey, by the way that he did everything from the beginning, and just like the way that he marketed that drop, and the way that he's been building the community around his artwork has been like, people need to take notes from the way Bailey did things. But yeah, so we from both sides of the spectrum, we work with people at all levels right now.
And I do love Billy's job. Will you mind to show on the screen, because I'm actually trying to find the meme page. Something special in the meme page, I like what you say, like everyday
Billy's job from here.
Oh yeah,
right?
this is something I really like in your fun page as well. You can actually go directly to each meme page, and I think that's definitely a great tool. So if you see on Billy job and every day it's job 100, definitely create a formal. What's the tips you want to share for the MFT community, creators community? Like, so Billy is definitely like a bit definitely the one of the case, could be as a sample, but like, what kind of tips you could like to share with the community, if you want to share with the creators?
Well, I think that what Rita said earlier was like spot on. Like, I was sitting here listening to him, I was like, man, this guy really gets it, because these are things that like I've been thinking about and trying to share with the creators that come to us already. So it really, like, people you can't come into Blever, and honestly, it's not just Blever. Like, you can't go in anywhere, even like Magic Eden, how big it is. You can't just go in there thinking that because you launch your project on a platform that has a lot of eyes on it, people are just going to instantly buy it. Like, and maybe that was true for like day 1 or 2 of ApeChain launch, or like a new chain launch. Whenever a meta shifts like that, for the first couple of days, like everyone buys everything just because you're just kind of like spray and praying with your investments. But you really have to build your community. You have to build excitement around your project. You have to like have something original, and you have to put in the work. Like, you can't just come in on 1 or 2 days with an idea and just launch it. And there now I say that with there's a caveat. Obviously, like, we're in a space where things move really fast sometimes, and if you have a really funny meme idea on something current that just happened, you can do like a stealth meme drop out of nowhere, and people might buy that. Generally, but usually those things work much better as free, or like very, very cheap. So it is possible, but if you, most of the times, it's not the way I would advise people going about it, unless you're in that exception, right? Or you're just like a name that is so so hyped and so big already that it sells itself.
I think it's a very good advice. And yeah, anyone have a question, like others? And
yeah, no, I mean, I think love to see people trying different things. I think Belly's, I don't know that I've ever seen anyone try kind of like such a spanned out kind of drop with just 100 over 10 days type of thing, right? So that in itself, I think, is really cool of ApeChain, and curious and kind of interested to see like the kind of different innovation that this could bring. I know we're super early, but to your point, like, where do you see this going in terms of maybe some of the mechanics that we've seen, or what is exciting that you'd like to see people try?
Yeah, I've so to touch on the way Bailey did it again, like, we have several creators right now that are looking into doing similar things, like releasing things as as kind of this slow drip where people can come in every day or even every week and look forward to it. Like I think naturally human beings love to consume content like that. Like there's a reason like the TV shows and things were originally designed like that, and it worked. So we're essentially building more custom ways right now, and that people can have different fun ways of minting. I can't talk too much about like some of the specifics of the ones that are coming out right now, but we have some cool, exciting projects coming out over the next like week or two that are going to just be a little bit different in the mint mechanics. And we're excited to build those sort of tools. The other thing that we're really excited for is like Blevr, originally the idea is not just to be a mint pad, like it's not just to be a launch pad like this. We wanted to get this out first and make sure that it works really, really well and it's a good user experience. And then over this next month, we're releasing the other side of it, which is the engagement side of it, right? Because Blevr really it's a curated launchpad that aims to empower creators to connect with their collectors in a meaningful way. And we do this by, we're trying to move beyond the traditional social farming to like focus on authentic engagement and like incentivize platform usage in creative ways. So with that said, we're almost done building the like points side of Blevr that will be rolling out over the next month. And on that side of it, and by the way, anyone that has used Blevr at all from day one we're keeping track of everything. So like everyone will be rewarded from day one with within our point systems that we were creating. And within that point system, what we're trying to do is build like a loyalty profile essentially for everyone that uses Blevr and the way that they use it, like how much you mint, how often you mint things, how fast you sell them, how many things you've participated in. And what we're doing is building a leaderboard within that, where the most active and like kind of well-behaved users will be brought up to the front and kind of like highlighted for not only us to reward in certain ways, and we have a lot of fun ways in which we're rewarding them, but also we are building tools that will allow the creators that are coming to Blevr to also reward users like that. So it's kind of like this feedback loop that we want. We build the profile, and like so users want to use Blevr to mint because they know that their actions are like being accounted for and like taken, they get credit every time they do things in the same place and like build loyalty within our platform. But also the creators then know that they have a place where they can find those people that will come out and they will mint and they will like hold their token, maybe not like immediately flip everything. And we are providing tools for them to reward them in different ways, like whether that is to allow lists for future projects or airdrops or, whatever fun other ways they can think of.
That's just a very awesome plan. And I think that's just keeping people to coming back. So I think my last question will be like, what's the best way to reaching out your team? And that will be someone as a creators, and if they do want to get help, also you mentioned probably people will reaching out by filling out the form, but what's the other way, the best way to reaching?
Yeah, I mean, outside of the filling out the form, you can DM the main Blevr account on Twitter. X. the DMs are open there. All of us are pretty good too about answering our DMs. Myself, Kodama, Deep, just reach out to us on Twitter or Discord. Or if you are connected to anyone else that has minted already on the platform, we like to reward people that have had experiences already with us, and like if they want to refer people, we're like kind of prioritizing those types of connections as well. So yeah, if you've filled out your form and you're just like waiting, just reach out to us if you want. Again, I can't promise anything because we're so busy, but we're definitely trying to look at everything as much as we can.
Awesome, it's good to know. How do you want to say something or say?
Yeah, you had mentioned like it's 50 to 100 applicants. What is and maybe you said it, I missed it. what is kind of the lead time currently around like, okay, engagement to then being able to schedule kind of a launch?
Ideally we're trying to at least answer you within like a few days. I would say like, right, if you're somebody that just applied on the form and we haven't like you haven't heard about anything else from you, just like the form and that's all we saw, we're trying to get through those forms like and answer you within like 2 or 3 days at least, like ask follow-up questions or like just straight up be like, sorry, we're gonna have to pass on this opportunity.
Yeah.
But then once we've connected with you and we've asked you for extra info, it generally means that we're like at least like intrigued by whatever you're trying to build. We'll ask a little bit more info just to vet things out and make sure. Once you get past that process, we'll immediately and that process is quick. That one is on the ball is on their court, right? Like as soon as they answer us and we decide if we're moving forward or not. If we move forward, what we do is we open a private channel for just them on our Discord, where we send you then a final kind of like to-do list of things that we need from you. And as soon as you have that, we'll put your page up on the site. And then once your page is up on the site, we'll work with you on all the details of the actual mint and the mechanics of your allow lists and the dates and everything like that. And, we try to advise you as much as we can with pricing and supply, if you're interested in that as well.
Awesome. It's good to know. Yeah, definitely keep in touch. And I'm excited to my job as well. I'm actually planning to job too. So yeah, and next guest, let's welcome Coco. And we are very excited you in here today because I have a lot of questions. I do have a lot of questions. Hi, Coco. So you missed the part for introduce yourself, and I could like you to introduce yourself first, and then maybe you can share a little bit more what the platform, what was the ApeExpress building, and it's very excited to know more.
Yeah, nice to be here with all of you guys. Yeah, I mean, we're basically like I would consider us like an upgraded version of Pump Fun on ApeChain, and we, our goal is to be the meme coin hub of ApeChain, and do cool, innovative stuff. And yeah, just kind of there's a huge appetite in the market for meme coins, and we wanted to be something built by apes, that could basically take that spot. It's been funded by the DAO like Blever. So we wanted to put our best foot forward and really just bring a top quality product to ApeChain. So that's what I think we've done so far. But we're still building, and we're gonna keep adding cool stuff. We just implemented a really cool feature last week called Loot Links, which is basically we put referral codes into meme coins, which nobody's ever really done before. So that's pretty cool. And we're just having fun building. We feel like we're building in public, and we're building up the degen community. And yeah, we're basically building for the future.
So I remember we've been a couple of space together, and I was very interested to hear from your background as well. Before you building the ApeExpress, and will you mind to also share your background? And I think the audience would love to know, curious to know too.
Sorry, can you say that again? It was cutting out for me.
Yeah, and I remember we've been a couple of space. I remember you also introduced your background. It's quite interesting, and I think our audience could like to learn more about yourself as well before you want to explain about what's going on with the ApeExpress.
Yeah, so I've been a builder in the space for a long time. I got into crypto in 2013. Before there was ever anything like a smart contract, I was working at a crypto payment processor called Coin Payments. We were servicing all kinds of weird, obscure altcoins. And then just always been in love with crypto and always been building. I have a dev house as well. And I've been a part of ecosystems in previous cycles. I was an ecosystem growth director where I was onboarding a ton of dApps in the previous cycle. And then obviously the previous cycle before that, I was also part of another project. So I have a lot of experience building stuff. So just been a builder for like almost a decade in crypto. So
it's you come out like who's come out the idea to having a platform on both of ApeChain to building all this meme coin? Hello.
Sorry, I'm having like some connection issues. Let me.
Oh, no.
Can I hop out and hop back in?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Who's chasing the ApeCoin right now? Who's chasing all this MimiCon and ApeCoin right now?
I've jumped in and played around. I think it's quite interesting, right? And I would say like I don't play too much with meme coins, but I did look at like Pump.fun and like it's just so even the UX right of Pump.fun is very transactional, right? Like you're just kind of like spammed and trying to hit whatever ticker is the next one you think is going to take off. But like, if you put them side by side, I think it already is very telling, like the thought and the difference in investment and time like they're putting into creating Ape Express. I do think at some point, like, obviously the easy analogy to make of like, okay, this is the Pump.fun of ApeChain, but at some point, I think the differentiation of like Ape Express versus that will be clearer and clearer, right? And that analogy kind of goes away because people will obviously know like what Ape Express is on its own warrants, right? Like so I think it's super early, right? I would say like you do see a lot of these coins drop and just like ApeChain in general, like I think the community's building and who knows, right? Like right now I feel like you're seeing that built around NFTs and you see a lot of people kind of playing between doing some mechanics of like dropping a coin or token against NFTs they've launched, right? I think you've seen a couple different examples of that. So it's really kind of cool to see these things kind of start to play out a little bit more and more.
I am very bad on chasing all this MimiCon because I'm just very bad on trading. Like the cost or readers also chasing the MimiCon too.
Sorry, was that a question for me, Popil?
Yeah.
If you played here in Ape Express,
I tried. I
Yeah.
suck.
I'm sorry. I can join an hour, but I can't trade in coin.
I can do NFTs, but coins are very complicated for me.
Yeah, it's still very
But I do
PvP,
have a lot of coins. I do have some holdings, but I really don't know what I'm doing. I just get people tell me buy this, I buy that, and sell this, I sell that. So
yeah.
but Coin Express, Ape Express is a cool platform, and it's their imagine that's only their beginning. That's their first stage. So I can only imagine what it will become in the future.
Yeah. Coco, are you coming back here now?
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just like very excited for your platform. We just talk about the experience about how we exchange the MimiCon. So who come up the idea to build the two about above of ApeChains and for exchanging all this MimiCon, like launching all this MimiCon?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest part about like meme coins is culture. Like you need to build up culture, and then you need to constantly be onboarding people, right? Like so that's like one of my main focuses is trying to bring over people from other chains, and get other people to come bid meme coins on ApeChain, because what that does is that brings more liquidity over to the chain, and I think it's probably one of the best liquidity magnets that you can have is a powerful meme coin on your chain, especially when it's new. There's a huge appetite in the market for memes. So what I'm trying to do is build culture and build a Class A product where people can have fun. And it's really simple. If you look at it, it's very easy to use, but we're upgrading the trading apparatus like weekly. And there's just a lot of cool stuff to check out. And it's good for people that are just beginning. It's a lot more simple than say like a Pump.fun. So we kind of focused on that.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying when you dropped off a little bit is like I think the analogy plays because it's early on, but I do see like as ApeChain garners further adoption and like people spending time at Ape Express, right? Like to me, it's the UX is so different, right? And much more user friendly and engaging versus fun. Like it just I think it will separate itself a little bit, even though like you've made the fundamental problem of like how easy it is to drop a coin is being addressed by both, but like you know it just a total different feel and engagement level
Yeah.
on Ape Express.
Yeah, I mean, we've had over 6,000 meme coins created already on the platform.
Which
I mean, I'd
is
probably say
crazy.
about 100 of them maybe are actually really good. There's a ton of communities being built, and we just really we want to be, the go-to meme coin hub for ApeChain. So like we're trying to really immerse ourselves in the communities, helping each other, and just trying to push it as far as possible.
Yeah, and I think that's true of the NFT collections too, right? Like you see really like the ones kind of the cream rising to the top, right? Is like there's 6,000 coins, but like it's really cool to see like some of these and the content they're driving, right? Like Curtis or some of these guys, right? And Not a Called and I think some of these different ones and really creative with the content and driving that on the timeline. And I'm sure that's only just helped by like the new mechanics like loot, right? So it's cool to see how this is developing so fast.
Yeah. So one of the things that we believe that like one of the things that's because I believe that every chain has like as they start building, they kind of create their own personalities as a chain, right? Like Solana has its own personality. Ethereum has its own personality as far as a chain, right? So I think, like obviously we want to bring over the Solana people because the meme coins are going crazy over there. But I think that people that come to ApeChain are going to be a different type of meme coin. What we're already seeing is like a lot of meme coins working together, which is what you wouldn't normally see on other chains, is because they're basically battling for liquidity, right? But we're so early now. These guys are actually working together. They're doing NFT mints. They're helping each other out with whitelist, and they understand that like it's all like for the good of the entire chain, right?
Yeah,
And
I mean they're like buying each other's bags, right? Yeah. I mean I've been on some of those spaces where like you're trying to like bond a coin on the space when you have like other coins on the space speaking to, and they're trying to help out with that effort too.
Yeah, I'm pressing the button. I love it. Yeah. Okay, this is exciting.
Papo's gonna onboard her kids because
it's really catching my eye. So like I think I just have a very dumb question because I definitely planning to launch my NFT as well, and I definitely planning to why not? Let's try to launch some token. But how I can do it? I mean, I'm in this page now. Like, will you like to walk me through, or give me an example if I am just being here, how I can do for launching token? Or you can even share your screen if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Let's see.
Yeah, let's share your screen.
Yeah. So let me
this
just.
This is now my screen, and
let me share my screen real quick, and let me just close out some tabs because I have like 10 million.
No problem.
Yeah, as Coco's doing that, I mean, I don't take it for granted that like all these guys on the stage actually has gone through the AIP process and has been successful, right? I think the G's project isn't necessarily from an AIP, but it's on the ApeChain. But it's pretty impressive to kind of see this group and what people are building. Some as a result of an AIP.
Yeah, hold on one second. Can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually a good point you brought up, and I haven't really even talked about that. But we've been a revenue generating AIP for the DAO since day one. So we've already probably, when we do our first payment, I mean, we've already generated probably close to around like 750K worth of fees, and we're giving about 10% of that back to the DAO. So we like in the first 3 weeks, we've almost put, generated almost 100 grand worth of ape back to the DAO. So like we want to be like a success story for the DAO, so people know like, hey, we can get a project funded, and we can give money back to the DAO. And my like hope and dream, like the thing that I would love, is to be able to literally give back more than the DAO gave us in the first 6 months. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, okay, this is a success. Like this is, we can use that as a as something that we can say, hey, this is why, we need to celebrate our wins, is the way that I look at it. So, what we want to do is just keep pushing and build out that meme coin ecosystem. And we believe that we can be an example of like, hey, if you do smart, if you're smart with like the way you do your proposal, and you make it super valuable for the DAO, if you're a platform or a protocol where you're going to give, some of your revenue back, that it can be something that people really, don't just want to shut down all of a sudden if, they see it up there for proposal. And then, we won't have these issues when people are trying to get their products launched and stuff, right? So I want to just be a good example of like a success story for the DAO. And I think that we have a really strong opportunity here.
I definitely feel like we could love to having you back to deep dive about what's the strategy about the AIP as well, because I do feel like as ACOM Markham doing the whole process, I do see a lot of AIP having opportunity to improve for their business, but at the same time, like they want to come get back to the DAO, but they don't know how. And I think the strategy you have been shared is definitely something we could be the model for the future for the DAO for the AIP as well.
Yeah. We want to, and the cool thing about it is the way that we've set our smart contracts up is that like the DAO doesn't even have to do anything. Like it just gets sent. The fees that we collect, 10% of our gross revenue goes back to the DAO. So it's like we wanted to keep it simple. They're a big reason why we are a platform, and we wanted to show love back in that way. So 10% of all of our stuff goes back to the DAO, and I think over time, I think that we'll get that initial grant will be something that people can say like, okay, this was a good idea. This is a good idea. We'll get that money back. So
I know that's kind of like, and it makes sense, right? Like I know that's kind of like the finish line.
Yeah.
But I would say like even the metric you just shared is already super kind of inspiring, and like you should put that out there, right? Like
Well, I wanted to do, because the way that it works in our thing is every quarter, right? We do like a lump sum payment to the DAO. So like I could just be doing a running tally, but I want to like crush this thing, and then at the beginning, after 3 months, I'm gonna be like, look at this, this is what we're on track for. We'll make a big post, and that'll just bring a lot of like positivity and motivation to the DAO.
Yeah, 100%.
So are you ready for share the screen? And
sorry about that.
No, don't worry. I just want to make sure
I distracted him with
let me
I just want to make sure, because I don't see my dashboard yet, and actually I'm in the behind scene. I can see all you're doing, but
let me connect to my Coco.
No problem. I think definitely will be the Saudi case, because I definitely need to think about the DAO money are burning, and at the same time, like what is the long-term development can be give back to the DAO, and there should be half a Saudi case.
I think so too. And I think also like we've never had a better time to be able to do it for the DAO. Right, like we have these rails now. We've got ApeChain, so like regardless of what type of product you are, you can figure out ways to tap into ApeChain and make that part of your revenue stream / what you can give back to the DAO. So that's kind of the mindset.
Exactly.
Let me see. Okay, so does it share the whole screen?
You can share the Pacific screen, or you can share your whole.
Okay, hold on one second.
Like whole Chrome.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, share screen. Oh, there we go.
I just don't want to accidentally to drop a other meme con by no reason, so I gotta use share screen.
So can you guys see that?
Yes.
So you know, one of the things that when we started out, we wanted there to be, you know, more than just like a pump.fun, right? And we wanted to make sure that the UI and the UX, like the look of the product was sexy and like nice to look at, like easy, you know. So we just made these 4 little boxes. So this one right here is a members only Telegram that's only apes. So if you have a Bored Ape or a mutant, you can come inside here and we share alpha, and it's just a degen chat for just only apes, right? Because we always want to look after the apes. And then obviously we've got our airdrop portal here. We're actually working on this a little bit, but if you launch a meme coin, sorry, let me go back to this. If you launch a meme coin, you can distribute it to people. So like you've got look at all these coins that are distributed. I mean, and if you're a Bored Ape, you can just go to that and basically claim it with your Bored Ape or your mutant ape. The user can decide, the dev can decide how they sorry, I'll go back to it. I keep clicking off of it. Sorry. The dev can decide how they want to distribute it to. So right here it says eligible for Bored Apes. Right here it says eligible for mutants. So you can decide, but what we're doing is we're making an upgrade where basically people will be able to do multiple airdrops to multiple collections. And then what we're going to start doing, what we want to do is we want to take the best collections from ApeChain and we want to add them here, because if every single dev that creates a token on Ape Express has the ability to tap into the apes and the people, the NFT communities, they're going to do that, right? So what does that do? That prices the NFT up, because now the NFT is more valuable, because these people can literally, every time there's a coin, there's a chance that they'll airdrop it to NFT collections. So we're going to be super selective with the NFT collections we add here, because we only have 2, which is apes and mutants, but we want to do ApeChain NFTs in the future. So maybe we'll talk to Blever about that, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was just thinking that. I was about to message you.
yeah. So we can, but the thing that we need to do though, is we have to make it very prestigious to have your NFT listed on here, because you literally, all your users, if your NFT, we only got 2, and I think the most we would ever do would be like 5 to 10. And we want it to be prestigious because we want it to be like, okay, if we get listed over here as an NFT that can get distributed to, then that's like super bullish for the NFT, because it automatically just, you know, the holders of that NFT are going to be taken care of, because they're always going to get airdrops. And yeah, most of them probably won't turn into anything because most of these meme coins die, but there's always that chance that someone could airdrop you something that goes to 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, you know, and then that's just valuable for the NFT holder. So then one of the cool things that we're going to be doing, let's go to Ape Bank. I like what these guys have been doing recently. Look at this. So you see the loot link over here? We just implemented this last week. And this is one of the most powerful things that has ever been done for meme coins. I just don't think the rest of the industry has caught on to it yet. But basically, if I share this link and I send it into a Telegram or a Twitter or wherever, anytime someone clicks it and buys from this coin, I get a percentage of the fees the platform generates, 25%, directly sent to my wallet. I don't have to do anything. It's the most frictionless reward system ever. You don't have to claim, you don't have to do anything. It literally is built into the smart contract that every time someone buys this and it's from my link, that at 25% of the trading fees are going to go directly to my wallet. So like this has been done 97 times on this coin. So that means 97 people have earned rewards off of the trading from this coin. So it's really fucking powerful from a like a viral standpoint and a social energy standpoint, because that's all meme coins is social energy, right? So that's one of the things that we're really proud of is the loot links. And you literally just click it and then you copy your loot link and share. And if anyone buys, the money goes straight to your wallet in Ape, not in their meme coin, in Ape. You earn the native asset of the chain. So that's pretty cool.
That would be cool to see, you know, over time, like the amount of airdrops that were done, the amount of referrals and ApeCoin earned, the amount of ApeCoin paid back to the DAO. Like I think there's a super powerful kind of story around kind of those KPIs.
I think we've given out like close to like 8,000 Ape in rewards so far through the loot links.
Yeah, so I mean, and you just launched it, right?
Huh?
You also just launched it, so yeah.
So so like put this into perspective for a second. Hold on, I'm in the wrong page. put this into perspective for a second. Right now we have low volume because ApeChain's brand new. It's only three weeks and some odd days old. Imagine when the volume comes, and imagine like the loot links, and imagine like when people are just going crazy raiding and everyone's paying attention and the volume like 5-10x's on ApeChain. The loot links are going to be a massive way for people to just earn for what they're already doing. You know, it's because you can work for your bag, which everyone does anyway, and then you can also earn. You can also share in the protocol rewards. So, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I also just think of like and I don't know if cause this is interesting, but like when you're talking about your platform and building loyalty and communities, like I almost think that would be cool on your side as well, right? Like people raid all the time to kind of like, you know, prop up their bags, but also the sense of community, and there's some kind of thing that would like give points back that then, you know, as the kind of like founder, you could see who's actually working for their bags, like, and reward that. That'd be cool too, right? So you then have both sides, like you know, you've done that here in Ape Express, and then something similar you could do for NFTs.
Yeah, and another thing we're gonna do pretty soon is you see this space over here, the left and the right. That's blank on purpose. We're gonna add basically like featured space where people can pay a little bit of ApeCoin and get their coin featured on the top page. So
That's pretty smart.
So we're gonna put like 2 more panels here, and they'll be like silver, and these will be like featured, and then we'll put like a little ticker thing across here, the top, where it shows other coins. So then people can, it's kind of like a trending or whatever, like, you know how people pay for that on Telegram.
Yeah.
But we'll try to make it affordable, you know, and like we'll make it so that people, you know, when they're really pushing, they can highlight it, or the community can get together and be like, hey, let's pull some money and let's get featured on the front, you know, the top of the page.
I don't know if it's counterproductive, but like I almost think it'd be cool, and maybe this is like my head still stuck on ape games, right? Is this like function of maybe like coins that aren't bonded yet? You could even like have a little bit of this like battle between 2 coins that aren't bonded yet, to like see if people could rally against one or the other.
That's kind
type
of cool.
of thing. I don't know. It's just like something I was on, I think, Chris's space, and you were speaking. I was thinking about, you know, fun ways of like doing that, right? Getting coins bonded.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We're also I like that idea. I just have to think of the game theory behind it.
Yeah.
So like one thing that we're adding as well, and my devs will probably kill me for saying this, but so if you look at Pump Fun, you can just buy the token here, and then you can buy it, and then it kind of like leaves the platform, and then everyone else trades it other places. But our goal is to keep people trading on the platform, right? So what we're gonna do is we're adding USD Ape and also Ethereum Ape on here, and then we're also gonna let people trade meme for meme. So like you could take Curtis and trade it for Extra, and vice versa.
Wow.
And Pump Fun doesn't do that. So
yeah,
and you can do it while it's still on the bonding curve, right? So, you know, degen games galore.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add all that kind of stuff in the future. And then another thing we're gonna do is add verified badges. Like when you go to like, so like everyone has their own portfolio, but we're gonna let people like verify that they're an ape or whatever in the right here, you know. And then obviously we'll verify when they go down to the holder distribution, like when you go to like, I don't know, so like we go on this one, and then you go down here, it'll have like a check mark like next to like, oh, this is a verified NFT holder, you know.
So
these guys bonded and just went down. They better get some. Oh, there it goes, kind of popping back up.
So what's your tips about whenever who's coming to want to job a meme coin, like what's your tips for everyone, for the audience?
Well, I think that people need to look at the first, like the beginning of the meme coin when it's low market cap. And this is just my opinion. Everyone has their own strategy. But like at the beginning of a coin, I believe it's like a game. It's like a PvP game, right? So if you're the dev and you created a coin, and then some guy comes in and buys 8% of your supply at like 10K market cap, I believe, and this is my opinion, I'm not telling anyone to do this, I would, if I was launching a coin, I would give that guy risk. I would maybe sell a little bit from the dev wallet right at the beginning, not later on, because then you don't want to shake your community, but I would sell a little bit just to let that guy know that, hey, you don't just get this free pass. And if people have risk, you know, the main thing that you want is you want to try and get to good holder distribution as fast as possible. The same thing's possible on Solana. Someone could just go on Pump Fund and buy 8% of supply, but they don't do that because if they do that, the dev usually nukes on them. I'm not saying the dev needs to do that, but I think people need to understand that at the beginning of these fair launches, it's a PvP game. It's a game. It's how do you shake out the guys that aren't going to be there, and how do you bring in good friends and holders that really want to see the thing do well? So, you know, everyone should have their own strategy of how they should do it. But I definitely think that guys that come in and buy way too much supply early, they should have a little bit of risk.
That's just a good point.
Yeah, like that's my opinion. I'm not telling people to do that, but that's the way that I would approach it, because it is a PvP game at the beginning.
Yeah, and you know, I think, you know, I actually heard the space in kind of where this happened with Gum, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think it makes perfect sense, right? And I think
Yeah.
I think that, like, you know, it's all about communication and strategy, to your point. And I think with a lot of these low cap meme coins, there's going to be a lot of that as volume kind of builds here, right? So yeah, I think there's, you know, for me it's been fun because, like, you can jump into a low cap, right, a coin that just launched and it's super low risk.
Yeah.
And you know, if you pay attention, like, really figure out which ones are rising to the top, you know, which ones to hold, which ones to invest in. And I think as you're kind of standing up more of these mechanisms, like, and making it easier and easier for people to have fun and trade, you know, I just see more and more people coming onto ApeChain and kind of discovering these different aspects of it, right?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we got to remember is, like, these things don't happen overnight. Most of them. There is some that will just go crazy at the beginning, but like every good meme coin, you know, it takes a real community, and it takes real time, and it takes real liquidity, and it takes viral effect. Like, you have to build up a community that wants to stand by you and believes in what you're pushing, because there is no utility really. The utility is the community. So if you strengthen that, you put yourself in a good position. But don't just expect to launch a meme coin and then don't do any work and then expect it to go to, you know, $10 million market cap. It's just not going to happen, you know?
Yeah. And I would encourage, like, anybody that's still kind of like on the fence about coming into ApeChain, I think check it out. And, you know, I think there's the other thing that's happened here is, I think there's a lot of spaces that have been spun up, right, to kind of like talk about what's going on, projects launching, coins launching. So I think if you're a founder trying to launch something, or you're someone interested in joining, like, that's something that you should spend some time and jump on some of the spaces and learn more about what's going on.
Yeah, it's just good to be part of the community, man. Like, that's the main thing. Just be a community member.
So I think my last question will be, like, okay, if I want to reaching out your team, want to start my meme coins job, and, like, what's the best way to reaching?
Like, best way to, like, reach out to us?
Your teams? Yeah, reach your team. Yeah.
Yeah. Just DM me or DM the Ape Express account, and, like, we try to help everyone with, like, good launch strategy, like, just in DMs. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where the best way to do it is to get into the ApeChain Degens chat, get into the spaces, kind of like ask questions before you launch, see, like, what people think, get some good feedback, see if people like the meme, build community. You know what I haven't seen is, I haven't seen anyone build, like, community before they launch the token. Like, you know, maybe try and, like, put 100 people in a Telegram and say, hey, this is coming. You know, maybe that'll work. It's all experimentation, right? Like, you know, it's just like the number one thing is the backbone of any meme coin is community. If you don't have community, your meme coin's not going to be successful. That's it. Like that's the number one thing. So if you get people to buy into your belief system, then the meme coin will do well, hopefully over time. And then I guess number two would be, smart strategy on the way you launch. Make sure that you can shake out the guys that aren't going to be there for the long run, that are just trying to dump on you. Make sure you try to get them out early. Sometimes you can't, but what I try to do is I try to shake those guys out at the beginning. And don't do what the gum guys did. I don't think he had any malintent, but I think like you don't tell everyone to go buy your coin and then sell. Like what I gave him advice on is like at the very beginning of his meme, I was like, bro, like if somebody came in and bought like 10% of your supply, like yeah, sell a little bit to just to give them a little bit of risk. That's all I was saying on that space. I wasn't saying like, hey, you should dump on your community.
No, I mean to your point, like I caught it a little bit is like I don't think anyone had any bad intent. I think the guy just kind of like didn't think strategy around timing, right? It was more around the timing. Because it's not even like the guy dumped his whole bag. He sold like a small part.
It was a little bit of an over like reaction. Like I was like, look, dude, I'm right here. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm just like, fuck it. You got to remember, man, these are degen games. Like this is not like, this isn't, like these are meme coins, right? It's degen games, man. It's all crazy.
That's also one part of the trading too. So I wanted to learn.
This is as hardcore degen as you can get, right? Like low cap meme coins, So just remember that, and then I think you'd be all right. I think, and then obviously never play with what you can't afford to lose. Like that's the number one thing, right? Just always be smart and cognizant of where your bankroll's at, and just have fun. Like if you're not having fun, then probably stop aping meme coins, right? So that's kind of the
well. So thank you so much for everyone coming. So actually, today's space is actually the times to the end, but I do want to pass the mic to everyone before we finish the space. Coco, you will be the first. Like any things you want to share, any upcoming or anything you forgot to share?
Yeah, so we're sponsoring the ApeChain Vegas. We're one of the sponsors. So we'll be out in Vegas. I'm gonna try to get some merch made up so people can get like whoever's there could get like a Ape Express, some Ape Express merch. And we'll be out there with the squad. And we're gonna keep cooking. So just pay attention. We got more in the works.
Awesome. Yeah, if you need help from connect with all these MBA brands, supplying all this merch, happy to connect as well. We are definitely focused on building all this IP together. Anything cost will you like to share in the final thought? Or anything upcoming or forget to share?
Well, I think we did a good job covering everything. Yeah, thanks everyone for having us, and it's a pleasure being up here with these legends too, Coco and Rita. So nice to meet everyone as well.
Definitely happy to have all of you come back as well. So readers, anything you want to share before you leave, and any final thought, or you just want to get next to it?
No. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you guys always for the support. And I want to hit up Coco. I need to airdrop some stuff to my community.
That's exactly what I want to see happening. Just between everyone gets.
Rita, I got like 70 of your G's on Apes, bro. I bought a bunch of them, bro. Like I went hard. I whaled into your collection, brother.
All right. So as a whale, you need to assist me in airdropping to the other whales.
Papo, sweep.
I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it.
You're missing your shot, right?
No, I'm after top of the space. I'm going to buy it. I promise. You will see my next post.
I'm going to front run you right now.
Go ahead.
I'm watching. I'm watching.
Yes, I promise. If I don't buy it, you don't come to my space anymore. Okay.
Hey, then I suffer. I suffer if you don't buy it.
I'm going to job. You know what I'm going to after finish the space? I'm going to buy the collections. I'm going to job something on everything. So I'm also going to buy some income. That's my day. I promise it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
thank
you.
you everyone.
Guys, appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, and welcome
Bye.
back next time. Bye.
Okay. Take care.
Take
Cool.
care.
Hello. Hello.
I need the transfer pin. Do you not see the text?
Let me
I'm
see.
on the line.
Give me a second.
Coco, you're still
Okay.
you're unmiked.